Hi, I'm Annie Botticelli, and this is the Storyteller Forecast for Virgo for December 2016. Go to my website, anniehelpsyou.com, see what's new on my blog, and if you would love to be a coach and have a bustling online business helping people, then check out my coach certification and online business course. There might be some openings still available. So what's going on in December in general for Virgo? What's the story? We've got a magical month in December where the sweetness of November carries over into December all month long. We have a couple of spots to watch out for, which I'll get to, but in general, the energy is just beautiful and very sweet. I'll talk about the differences between the sweetness of November and the sweetness of December here pretty soon. But first, I want to go into something specific for Virgo. There are still lots of energies moving through the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius energy is one that typically doesn't match well with the Virgo energy because Sag spins out and up, Virgo spins down, and it's like there's a spinning, but it's of a different kind. So both are very busy energy, so it can be sort of dizzying. And so during this time of year, when the planets move into Sagittarius, you could find that you get easily spun out and overwhelmed. So a couple of recommendations for that is to ground yourself. You're going to find throughout the retrogrades that are starting in December and moving through May 2017 that there's going to be a lot of times where you need to ground yourself. And you can do this in different ways. Some people like to hold a hematite stone. Some people like to do breathing. I like to put my bare feet and hands in the earth. If you live in a cold climate and you can't do that, you can put your third eye and your hands up to a tree and literally feel the energy of the tree and nature grounding you down into the earth. You will be very surprised to see how just a short dose of this will help you to be more productive during this time and all times. So Sag energy is a little bit all over the place. And then once the planets start to move into Capricorn, that is a sign that blends very well with yours. It's grounded, it's practical, and it's more singularly focused rather than being all over the place, which for you that's helpful because Virgo tends to have focus that is solid, but quite a few of them. You know, it's a very busy energy. For Virgos, I'm calling the theme of the month all about home and family because every Virgo, early, middle, and late degree placements have a strong focus on home and family. That's where the personal planets are gathering at this time in the fourth house. So lots of home, holiday, housing things coming up, things from your past, things from your childhood, nostalgia. You know, could literally be about a house, including real estate, or it can be about family and spending time at the holidays or the family in your house. Lots of domestic focus this month. There's an amazing resource called Bach Flower Remedies, B-A-C-H, Flower Remedies, that I highly recommend. You can get them on Amazon, you can look them up on the internet, you can get them at health food stores. The one that I like, well actually there's two that I like for Virgo this month. One is called Heather. Heather is an energy, it counteracts a lot of mental, vocal, physical movement into a solid space. So let's say you're finding yourself having to talk a lot, interact a lot, move around a lot, and you're dizzy and from being busy. The Heather can help ground you more into yourself. The honeysuckle is the best remedy if you're having nostalgia debilitate you in any way. So if you're thinking of something from the past and that's helpful to you or that's fun for you, fantastic. You don't really need a remedy for that. However, if there's something in your past or someone from your past that is stopping you from moving forward, the honeysuckle can help to balance those energies out. And they're very safe. You can use them on pets and children, and you know, they're little drops that you put in water or on your skin or under your tongue. So something else important to note is to get your holiday shopping done by December 3rd if you can. That's when the retrograde energies start to creep in, and it makes it more likely that what you want will be out of stock or broken or not show up or the person won't like it. So if you can get your holiday shopping done by the 3rd, that would be good. So those are some things specific for Virgo. I want to go into more details about December in the place of retrogrades that are stretched before us at this point, how to maximize the energies, what we're looking at, and some really important need to knows. So I'm calling the month of December, the general theme of the month of December that will hold true for all signs, gifts from the past. That sweetness that covered November moves into December. We've got so many sweet aspects in the month of December. It's very exciting. So the difference between November and December, since there's a lot of sweetness in both, is that November up until around December 3rd is completely clear for new launches, bringing things out into the world, making big decisions, taking decisive action, anything new, establishing birth dates for important things like establishing LLCs, getting domain names, anything that you would want to do that has an imprint of something new and moving forward. November has all of that sweetness that is geared towards these launches. However, December, starting after December 3rd, the Mercury retrograde shadow energy starts to seep in, and it begins this very long-term theme through the end of May of 2017 of moving backwards, trying things on, looking back to the past, studying, researching, planning, getting things ready in the backdrop, studying for and to push forward at the end of May, June, July of 2017. So I call this month Gifts from the Past because there's a good chance that a lot of things to help you move forward are going to come from the past, but there are a couple of things to keep in mind. The first thing to keep in mind is that a lot of the transits that are occurring that are so sweet in the month of December involve 60-degree angles. And 60-degree angles are ones that want you to take some action in order to get the rewards. Some aspects like trines, you don't necessarily have to do anything and it kind of just can bring things. And while the 60-degree angle can also just bring something, in order to fully activate the potential, you have to do something with it. So there is action requested throughout the month, but we have to remember two important points. The first is that since this retrograde energy is starting to come in, it's important to not work too hard or push too hard for certain outcomes. It's okay for you to be busy in the backdrop. It's okay for you to be looking forward to a goal out into the future, but trying to get too much done or out in the month of December, there will be roadblocks and you'll have energy that's kind of pushing you back, kind of like the tide. If you're trying to get a boat out and the tide is coming in, you'll start to feel the energy of the tide coming in December, and it will stay in for quite a while. So the second thing to remember is to understand the short-term nature of the transit. And that is true from December all the way through the end of May of 2017. So it doesn't mean you can't do anything for this 6 months. We saw very similar energy last year moving into January through the summer of 2016 because we had Mars retrograde. When we have a succession of personal planets in retrograde, the energy is just sort of not wanting your final product to be pushed out at that time, but you can make plenty of headway. It's just kind of going back and in. So as I mentioned before, like studying, researching, planning, organizing, experimenting, trying things on, moving along a continuum that you've already started. So let's say you launched a blog in November. Blogging throughout December through all these retrograde planets through May is totally fine. You just want your launch of your blog to occur in the good launch time. If you can't launch because you've missed the opportunity to do that, it doesn't mean you can't be working on activating your goal. Now, we'll use the blogging as an example there. Let's say you have this idea for this blog, but you didn't launch it in good stars, but you're excited to get going on it. The best way to handle that is to write your articles, but don't publish them. Get really clear on the direction of your blog and just do all of this work in the backdrop. And then when the stars are good again, next summer or winter for our friends down under, then you can take all the stuff you've done and just post it and push it out. So that's a really good example of what we're trying to do here. A time to try things on. So besides a little bit of challenge in the middle of the month and kind of an overtone of a challenging transit, the rest of the month is super sweet. So for those in the United States or whoever else has holidays at the end of the month, there are beautiful holiday transits all through the end of December. And then at the same time, there's this concurrent theme of Jupiter in Libra opposing Uranus in Aries. So what we need to know about that is that this energy doesn't come together very often. It happens once every 14 years or so. So the theme is necessary change to bring about expansion. Lately, I've been seeing the woodpecker. I always look for the messages that the plants and the animals and whatever else has for me. And this theme of the woodpecker is coming up really strong as I was planning to do these horoscopes. I saw woodpeckers or heard woodpeckers several times in my organizing process for the horoscope. So I feel like it's relevant here. The woodpecker in the Animal Tarot deck that Ted Andrews put together, which I love all of his work, talks about doing things in new and unique ways that are specific to your way of moving in the world. When the woodpecker shows up or this transit shows up, that will be a theme in December. It's a challenging theme, but it's happening at the same time as all these other sweet aspects. It's demanding that you figure out how you can do what has to be done in your own unique way. So you might have to break with tradition by using wisdom from the past or intuitive understandings. Some other things that are helpful for this transit are utilizing group connections. The energy really wants this connecting with other people. So Uranus rules the internet and it also rules social interactions. So there are many people that have this gap between where they are and where they want to be. And what will fill that gap in is connecting with other people and being part of a group of like-minded people where they can get support, etc. So that's one other way. Something else that is a major theme for this transit is befriending the internet. And if you've already befriended the internet, getting to know more about it and how it can serve your purposes. And that's part of what this clash is about, Many people really need the internet to do what they really want to do, but they're afraid, as you should be cautious, and it's important to be educated. But at the same time, you have to push through that resistance, and this theme of this transit is very much about pushing through resistance. So I'm going to give you the great dates in this month of December, and please note that every date that I give you, you can always have the potential to feel the energy of that transit before or after the actual transit, okay? And also, if you would like to see why these transits are good and get more information about the month ahead for your planning purposes, definitely sign up for my free email newsletter on my website, anniehelpsyou.com. You get free gifts and you get my newsletter that comes a month early before the upcoming month, so that you get more details than I give in the horoscopes about the certain dates and why they're good or why they're challenging. So the good dates for December are the 1st and 3rd. Those are your last good days for launches. 6th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 24th, 25th, 27th, 28th, and 30th. The challenging dates, and some of them are the same, there are other challenging aspects happening on some of these good dates, so the challenging dates, 10, 13, 19, 26th, and 28th. Okay, so definitely go to my website, see what's new on my blog, anniehelpsyou.com. If you would love to be a coach and help other people with anything in their lives, spiritual coaching, intuitive coaching, life coaching, abundance coaching, wellness coaching, relationship coaching, diet, wellness coaching, you will love my new coach certification course. And there might still be room if you check on the website. This also includes my online business course to help you to do your coaching online. So check it out on my website, anniehelpsyou.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you next year. Bye.